The John Kincade Show on 97.5, The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Their cigarettes together.
Hey, the Ben Simmons camp is getting out another message. We're a day late on this one, but it was too funny. I've started to lose track as there seems to be a new one every few days. A source familiar with the conversations between Simmons camp and the Sixers told Philly Voice, and I'm giving them their proper credit, that the only consistent or clear message this offseason was about the accelerated timeline that Simmons was evaluated on compared to other number one overall picks. Rich Paul and others have pointed out the top picks are usually sent to bad teams where they can figure out who they are and get their career going straight. It's unbelievable. So this has caused him to have some insecurity and increased scrutiny. I'm going to say this flat out. BS.com. And it makes me think of the other day and what Mike Missinelli's show was talking about a few days ago about Jalen Hurts, that he's facing too much scrutiny. I consider this talking point complete BS. Complete BS. I think Jalen Hurts is getting very supported, being given very much benefit of the doubt. I believe Ben Simmons was wildly supported in this town. In my opinion, the city's fan base has gotten so much softer in critique and has more fanboys in it, by the way, in the media and in the public than it ever has before. I don't see the same critical tough edge in this town that I remember. I don't at all. Jalen Hurts the other day, Jalen Hurts, he's getting picked apart. He's getting too scrutinized. I'm like, what? Jalen Hurts I think he's getting really like almost universal support. And by the way, I'm glad for that because I like seeing a guy get supported who's deserving of at least a chance. Bob, I mean, when you look at this, in your opinion, was Ben Simmons ever given too much scrutiny, too much critique in this town?
The hell out of here. This is so ridiculous. This is becoming joke-worthy. I'm convinced somebody's playing games.
It's ridiculous.
Nobody's this dumb to come out and say this. The guy never had a chance because they were expected to win right away.
What?
What? Is that? Oh, okay. I would have come back and said, "Is that why you chose LSU then, instead of Kentucky or somewhere else that a college that's going to win? Like, are you that soft? You go to a place and now you're saying that he was under too much scrutiny because he was expecting. He jumped into a team that won 50 games right away. That's too tough for some kid. Who the hell is saying this stuff?
Two kids.
Who is saying this stuff?
It's the Philly Voice had it in there.
Yeah, I'm not blaming Philly.
No,
Voice.
I'm just saying is that to me though, I'm very who is saying this?
And I now I'm coming back to like Ben Simmons. Where are you, dude? Where are you to stick up for yourself? Where are you to say something? Are you the one feeding this?
It tells me that he is saying it because he doesn't clean up the narrative.
This is one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen from a professional athlete.
Whole thing, yes.
Bottom line,
absolutely,
it's beyond pathetic. I can't imagine to be a teammate of his that's gone through the last 4 years. Like how would Joel Embiid or Tobias 2.5 years, whatever it's been. Some of these guys, like, I would have a tough time looking him in the eye if I was one of those guys.
I can imagine.
Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You signed a Supermax deal. We've been on the cusp of greatness for 2 or 3 years now.
And you're cracking.
And you're leaving because you thought we were too good?
And you're a huge part of why we haven't reached that pinnacle of greatness.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And he's a huge part of why they have gotten close.
Yes, they are. But let's be real. Like if he shows up in the playoffs last year, I think they're on to the third round.
They're at least in the third round.
Yeah.
They've gotten to where they've never gotten.
I'm not blaming him solely. There's, it's a team effort, obviously, blowing a 20-point lead. But the lack of self-awareness with this guy, and, I picture Clutch Ports sitting in a conference room and throwing up ideas like us with promotions. But instead of promotions, it's excuses that he can use for why he wants to get out.
They have a whiteboard, and they're writing things down, and they pick one, it seems, every day. And whether he's a part of it or not, I don't know. But this might be the worst of all the stupid stuff that we've heard come out. He can't play with he can't play with Joel Embiid anymore. All of the unbelievable things. Oh, my coach put me down after the last game. This may be the most stupid. Oh, there was too much expected of him because they won too many games.
So you can't improve on good teams?
What?
What the hell does that mean?
He would have been better off just blaming potholes. Yeah, I want to get out of Philly because the pothole.
The 76, man. Have you driven on that?
Yeah, I think everybody in Philadelphia would have been like, well, he's got a point.
The
but
city wage
crap?
tax, it was too much for him.
Well, absolutely.
He had to bail. Anything.
I don't want to be 2 blocks further from here as we speak.
I mean, jeez.
It's unbelievable. It's such a bad narrative.
But where's the embarrassment? If I was his brother, I'd be like, yo, dude, what the hell are you doing?
I forget who says it.
Though.
I forget who said it here. David Durr says it on our YouTube chat. Don't bother Ben. He's in his video games now. That's where his joy comes from.
Yeah.
Playing video games.
No, I believe that.
So that's where his joy and passion is.
I really want to see him squirm now. Like he's at the reality of punting on a lot of money. If he's serious and wants to back up what this crap they've been trotting out for 2 months
it's going to be awesome.
I mean, I saw Chris Mannix yesterday talk to a nameless Eastern Conference executive and said basically the Sixers can't cave. If you cave on a guy that just signed his Supermax and you give in to that, you're setting a precedent for the entire league. So every other team in the NBA is paying attention to the Sixers and hoping they stick the coals to him. He's alone on an island with Clutch Sports doing this crap. Have fun. I mean, enjoy your money. Enjoy your video games. You're an albatross of the league now.
And I wonder, there's been talk, he's always been there. He was always like this, and I brought up the LSU thing. But it takes me back to a conversation with Johnny Jones, who was his coach at LSU that I told you guys about. I'm in Las Vegas, first summer league. I see him, introduce myself. We sit down and talk for a little bit. He even said, look, Ben was in a horrible situation we had a bad situation going on at LSU.
Tough situation to be in.
And this was just off the record talking. But he's like, Bob, I'm telling you, Philly is going to love this kid. He is a warrior. It didn't work out. I wonder if Ben Simmons has done a complete 180 and just has become this guy that nobody knows anymore. And it's like, oh, my God, maybe he doesn't want to play basketball anymore.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it really is.
It's unbelievable that you had 2 number-1 overall draft picks over the last 5 years, and neither one of them appear to really want to play basketball here.
In one of the greatest basketball cities in the country.
He's getting mocked publicly by NBA players, NBA legends.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
He's being mocked. I tell you this though, Clutch Sports bears responsibility here too.
Oh sure,
because they handled this like chumps.
I said yesterday the only way he can save any sort of face is to fire Clutch and say this was their plan. I apologize to my teammates and organization.
And then they declare war on him and say, "Wait a minute, dude."
Well, yeah,
and that happens all the time in sports. Like in hockey, Jack Eichel once traded out of Buffalo. Understandably, he fired his agent. Like it wasn't happening. He fired his agent. He's got a new agent. They're working on it.
The Kincade Show on 97.5, The Fanatic, Philadelphia.